A home can look cheap even if you've spent a lot on furniture and decor. The problem isn't the price, it's the way each small detail is chosen and placed in your living space. In this video, we'll go through 12 common mistakes that make your home feel less refined and, more importantly, simple ways to fix each one without replacing everything or spending too much money. From choosing the wrong curtains hanging out too low, using fake-looking materials to overcrowding your space, or decorating with a single flat color, you may notice some of these small mistakes reflected in your own home. But from that, you'll also learn how to adjust and make your space feel cozier, deeper, and more like a true reflection of who you are. Because the feeling of being cheap or classy isn't about the item itself, but rather about intentional choices. And if you're looking to turn your home into a place that's truly worth living in, then what's coming next might be exactly what you need. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find this content helpful. Your support means the world to us and gives us the motivation to keep sharing more meaningful ideas. Thank you for being here. Now, let's get into the first mistake. Mistake 1. Curtains without enough fabric fold. Many people hang their curtains at the right height above the window frame and stretch wider on both sides to extend the room's height, but forget one key detail: the fabric fold. When the curtain fabric is too narrow for the width of the window, the curtains look like a thin cloth pulled tight, instead of soft, thick folds. This makes the window look underdressed and the room feel less cozy. A good curtain should have visual thickness and soft volume that feels intentional and cared for. The fix is simple. Measure the width of your window and multiply it by 2 or 2.5. For example, if your window is 2 meters wide, you need at least 4 meters of fabric 2 for each side. It may sound like a lot, but that's what creates natural draping when the curtains are closed. You'll see the difference right away. That cold-looking window with a thin curtain becomes a gentle highlight that adds depth to your space. A room with well-made curtains always feels elegant, even if you don't change a single piece of furniture. That's why curtains are one of the first things that can make a home feel expensive or cheap. If you've ever thought curtains were just for blocking sunlight, now is the time to reconsider. Mistake 2. Neglecting the upper wall space. A beautiful room isn't just about the floor and low furniture. When everything in the room stops at half the wall height, the viewer's eyes get stuck in a tight space with no depth. It makes the room feel cut in half, the lower part full of furniture, the upper part left empty and dull. Many people focus on buying chairs, tables, and low cabinets, but forget that the upper wall space also needs care. The fix is easy. Add higher wall art. A hanging ceiling light wall, sconces a tall plant, or even just a standing shelf to create height. When the eye is drawn upward, the room will feel taller, wider, and more dynamic. That's why professional designers always consider vertical balance. The mix of low and tall elements in a space removes the squashed feeling and helps the room open up with clear points of interest. Mistake 3. Using only one color in decor. The phrase color accents has been said for years, but if you repeat the same color across different items, you can accidentally make the room look flat and lifeless. For example, A red pillow, a red painting, and a red vase in the same shade won't feel balanced. They make the room stiff. The fix is to play with tones. If you love blue, use pastel blue, moss, greenish blue, and navy, and layer them through different textures, like velvet, ceramic, or matte paint. When colors appear on various surfaces, light hits them in different ways, creating harmony with subtle variation. This shows thoughtful selection rather than just filling the space. The best part is you don't need to buy anything expensive. Just rearrange what you already have with intention. Mistake 4. Using fake-looking materials. There are many items that look like wood but are really printed plastic, or tables that look like marble but are covered in cheap glossy coating. When these appear too often, the house loses authenticity and feels cheap even if you didn't mean it. But not all imitation materials are bad. The key is realism. A real wood veneer, even if thin, still has natural grain, while printed plastic looks flat and lacks texture. A fake plant with natural coloring is easier to accept than a shiny, oddly colored one. The fix is to choose materials that feel honest. They don't have to be real wood or stone, but they should look believable and not forced. Mix soulful old items with simple new ones, raw elements with soft ones. Even in budget stores you can find pieces that look real and well made. And if this part was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you for staying with us this far. Mistake 5. Using generic decor. When your home is filled with decorations that look exactly like what you see on social media or in chain stores, the space loses personality and becomes dull. Things like dried pampas grass in a white vase printed word art on the wall, or plastic head statues aren't wrong by themselves. But when everything is just a copy of trends, your home starts to look like a showroom instead of a real place to live. The solution is to choose items with a story, a ceramic plate from a trip, a family photo frame, or a little object that makes you smile every time you see it. The item doesn't have to be expensive, just meaningful. And if you haven't found something like that yet, leave the space empty until you do. A purposeful space is better than a full one with no meaning. Mistake 6. Lack of natural textures. When everything in your home feels smooth, laminate floors, shiny stone tables, synthetic leather chairs, the first impression may be clean, but the next feeling is often cold. A lack of material variety means a lack of life. A room needs something soft, something rough, something with grain, something with a natural scent. You don't need to replace large furniture. Just add a wool rug, a coarse fabric chair, a woven bamboo lamp, or a frayed cloth table runner. When light hits different textures, the room gains depth and warmth. The feeling of living there changes, becoming softer and more familiar. Texture isn't just for the eyes. It's something you feel with your whole being. Mistake 7. Keeping all the builder's defaults. Many new homes come with basic ceiling lights, frameless bathroom mirrors, and shiny, cheap cabinet handles. These items aren't bad, but when left unchanged, your home feels like it was never personalized. The sad thing is, you live there, but leave no trace. Swap the mirror for one with a wooden frame or black edge. Replace handles with ceramic or matte metal, and choose a modern flush mount ceiling light instead of the old round type. These small changes aren't expensive, but they create a big emotional effect. Your home will feel more elegant without buying anything fancy. Just choose the right highlights and your space transforms. Mistake 8: matching everything too much. Many people are afraid of making mistakes by matching sets. Chairs, tables, cabinets and shelves all in the same color and still. The result is a room so uniform there's nowhere for the eye to rest. No surprise, no pause. It's like eating a whole meal with one flavor. Not bad, but forgettable. To fix this, dare to mix shapes and materials while keeping a common color or style. A rattan chair beside a wooden table. A fabric floor lamp next to a leather sofa. As long as your choices are intentional, the contrast becomes charm, not chaos. Mistake 9: rooms that don't connect. Some people decorate each room like a separate world. A pastel blue bedroom, a terracotta kitchen, a sleek white and grey living room. Each space may look fine on its own, but walking from one to another feels like entering different homes. The house becomes disjointed even if it's tidy. The fix is to repeat one small element throughout. It could be the same accent color, same door handles, or the same wall molding style. A thread that runs through each room will turn the house into a calm and connected whole with its personality. Mistake 10: over-decorating every surface. Decor is meant to create emotion. But if every flat surface holds items, that emotion becomes overwhelming. A dining table with 8 small things, a bookcase filled edge to edge, a windowsill stacked with 3 layers of keepsakes. Each piece might be beautiful on its own, but together they feel suffocating. The solution is curation. Every surface should have some space for light and the eye to rest. Like a song needs silence, a painting needs white space, a home needs breathing room. Fewer well-chosen items feel more elegant and relaxing than many with no clear focus. Mistake 11: no storage system for daily items. One reason your home always looks messy may be the lack of a system for small everyday things. Every time you come home, you leave keys in one spot, reading glasses on another table, and bills scattered somewhere else. A few days later, you can't find what you need and blame your memory. But the real issue is not having a place for them. An empty drawer, a tray near the door, a box for remotes, or a basket in the living room. All these small things create a sense of order and care. Your home doesn't have to look like a hotel, but it should have a place where each item can belong. When everything has a home, your mind feels clearer and living in your space becomes more comforting. The system doesn't need to be fancy, just consistent and used every day. Mistake 12: overstyling with too much decor. Elegance comes from knowing when to stop, but many people wanting to improve their home keep adding decorations without a clear end. A sofa might only need 2 pillows, but ends up with 7. A bookshelf could display a plant and a ceramic piece, but you could add statues, boxes, frames, and souvenirs. The result is that every surface becomes crowded, leaving no space for the eye to rest. A room with too many nice things still causes tension and makes it hard to focus. The fix is to step back. Look at the whole space and be willing to remove what isn't truly needed. Choose a few items you love most. Place them where they stand out and let the space around them make them shine. Decorating isn't about filling, it's about selecting. And sometimes what makes a space feel rich isn't the expensive item, but the calm space around it. We've just gone through 12 small mistakes that can make a home feel cheap, even if you've spent time and money caring for it. From choosing curtains without enough fabric to fold to repeating one color too much. From using fake-looking materials to uncontrolled overdecorating, each of these can quietly reduce the beauty and comfort of the place you live. But the good news is none of these mistakes require a lot of money to fix. Just a bit of awareness, some thoughtful choices, and a little time to rearrange, and you'll see how your space can change with the smallest actions. The biggest message in this video is not that you need to live in a perfect home, but that you can create a home that feels good every time you walk in. You don't need a big house or fancy things, just the feeling that this space truly belongs to you. If there's a corner you're thinking of changing, start with a drawer, a surface, or a small wall. Start with the simplest thing and let the rest follow in time. Thank you for watching all the way through. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and leave a comment so we know you're there. Your support means everything. See you in the next video.